Welcome to Just Relationships, the show that offers you concrete ways to make your relationships better. Whether it's your boss, your spouse, your children, or your friends, the quality of your relationships in life directly affects how you feel about yourself and the success you achieve. Your host, Dr. Duffy Spencer, a psychotherapist, telecoach, author, and seminar leader, will interview top experts to help you learn to manage this essential part of your life. And now, here's your host, Dr. Duffy Spencer.
Greetings to you. Well, we're going to look at flirting today. And you might say, oh, well, I'm an old married person. I don't flirt. You'd be surprised what flirting actually is and its many, many uses and what it's all about. And I am very happy to introduce to you Fran Greene. She is a licensed social worker, and she wrote a book called The Secret Rules of Flirting, the illustrated guide to reading body language, getting noticed, and attracting the love you deserve, online and in person. Well, welcome, Fran Greene.
Thank you so much, Duffy. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So, Fran, I just want everyone to know, not just you. I have interviewed a number of people on flirting over the years on Just Relationships, but you are the first social worker, licensed social worker, that I have interviewed on flirting because not too many social workers write books on flirting. So I think that puts you in a very, very special category.
Well, first of all, thank you so much. But I also have to tell you, flirting is in my blood. I live it, I breathe it, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I can't help myself. I flirt all day long because it just makes life so much more fun. Mm-hmm. And the biggest secret about flirting is that it's really about good social skills.
Yes.
About making the person that you're talking with or want to catch their attention, making them feel as if they are the most important person on the face of the planet.
Mm-hmm. When they are in your space.
Oh, absolutely.
That sacred bubble.
I love that bubble.
Yes.
And when you're in that bubble, you just have to tune out anything and everything that's going on around you, because it's not about how you want someone to feel about you. It's about how you want someone to feel about themselves in your presence. And have you ever noticed that there are some people that have people swarming around them? Mm-hmm. And then there are other people who are just twiddling their thumbs. And sometimes you look at the thumb twiddler, and it's the hottest person in the room, and the one with the swarm of everyone else is just someone rather ordinary and or sort of just nothing very special. But they have something about them that exudes their self-confidence. And when they are having this conversation or this interaction with the other person, it's magical. It's all of a sudden like the most mundane things become like fabulous.
Yes, yes. And let's look at it straight away, Fran. When I think of flirting, there is some sort of sexual connotation in some way as opposed to friendliness. So let's really define what flirting is in that vent.
Yes. With my definition, flirting is not seduction. Seduction is something that is very clear and very direct. It's coming on to someone sexually. There's a power play, and there's a sense of manipulation. Flirting is playful. It's fun. It has a sense of humor. It's very spontaneous, and the only goal is for you to make that other person feel extremely special. There is no sexual come on. It doesn't mean that you're not attracted to the person. It doesn't mean that you might not be thinking about, wow, this person looks like they could be my type. But it's all about staying in the moment, because the moment you begin to focus on exchanging phone numbers, the first date, moving in together, the name of your firstborn child, your anxiety skyrockets, and then all of a sudden, you just get like really nervous, and you don't even have anything to say, and it's, okay, see you later. But the moment you take out the future and stay in the moment, you are actually increasing your chances to exchange phone numbers and have a date.
Yes. So I'm thinking about, I'm a psychotherapist and private clinical practice, and one of my clients is, well, let's say divorced or widowed. It doesn't even matter, but it's lack of self-confidence and a fear of rejection, which is what you say is the number one barrier to flirting.
Absolutely, and it's about reframing rejection, and this is the advice that I would give to your client and also to all of your listeners, because there's nobody out there who hasn't experienced rejection. And what happens when you are flirting with someone and you say to them, wow, let's go for a cup of coffee, or you're talking with that person and next thing you know is the person you're flirting with is looking at their watch or tapping their foot or looking around. At that moment, I want you to reframe rejection and symbolically shake that person's hand and say, thank you so much. You've just done an incredible favor for me, and you've only wasted 10 minutes of my time and not 10 weeks, 10 months, 10 years. And let's call these mini rejections. And the only real rejections are when you've opened your heart and soul to someone and then your heart has been broken. If you think of someone who is showing no interest, it's like, wow, you know what? No big deal. Not everyone's going to like me. As a matter of fact, only a third of the number of people that you approach are going to respond back to you. And this is where resilience comes in, Duffy. Resilience.
Go
ahead.
Where did you get that statistic? 1/3? Is it an approximation?
Well, in my anecdotal research, I've been doing this for a long time, Duffy. It's from my clients and my own research that not everyone's going to respond to you. And there are going to be times when it's going to feel crappy. You finally get to your nerve up and you start talking to somebody. You're waiting online or you're dining alone. You're at a fast food restaurant. You're on jury duty. And you start asking a few questions and then you get radio silence. And I am never going to approach someone again. I say this is the reason that you should approach many people again.
Statistics.
Oh, absolutely.
It's what salespeople talk about.
I didn't hear what you said, Duffy. Can you say that again?
It's about what salespeople talk about.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, oh, goody. I got to know. That means a yes is coming soon. And anyone who has any sales training experience, they have a rule of 10. You get 9 rejections. Each rejection that you get brings you closer to a yes. That's something that they do in sales training. Look, no one hates rejection more than I do. Seriously, I don't like if someone looks at me cross-eyed. Yeah.
I like the whole world to love me. And when I don't connect with someone, I don't like it.
Right.
And it feels bad. And it takes me a little bit to bounce back. And I remember back to my dating days, and I would go to singles bars. And if you were my lucky, quote, unlucky friend to go with me, we'd walk in the door together. And in about 5 minutes or less, you'd be history, because I went there because I wanted to meet someone and not spend the evening talking to my friend. And
Right.
the more people I could meet, the happier I was. And whether or not the evening was a success, quote unquote, where we exchanged phone numbers, I felt as if I had taken control of my social life. And that's what's so important.
Yes, very, very good. And when I was single, I loved to dance, and there weren't a lot of places to meet men other than dancing clubs. If I could find a discussion group, there were a few around, I would go to those. And I'm telling you this and to our audience, Fran Green, because I did go alone. And after I got used to it, it was fine. I went alone because my hours were a little off, a little cockeyed, and for the same reason you're saying, I wanted to be approachable, and I wanted to meet guys, and I wanted to dance. And women together in a huddle are very intimidating to men.
And one of the things that I teach my clients and participants in my flirting workshops is how to break in to a group of guys or a group of women, because it's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's harder than breaking down a brick wall. So my suggestion in that situation, Duffy, is you speak to the entire group, and you don't single out one person. You become part of their fun. So you might just walk over and say, oh, my God, it looks like you were having the best time. Would you mind if I joined you? Hi, my name is Fran. And
wonderful.
And you sort of need to do things a little bit out of the box and just start talking. It doesn't matter what you say. And some of my best conversation starters are talk about the surroundings, ask a question, or ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not about coming up with the political discussion of the day or the last book that you read. It's just about what's going on in the here and now. Almost like talking out loud. You're in the supermarket and you're saying to yourself, God, I wish I knew how to pick out a good watermelon. And then someone next to you says, oh, I know how to do that. And so start talking to yourself a little bit, and maybe somebody else will talk to you.
Yeah. Yes, I like the idea of going in front of a group and approaching a group. I call that breaking and entering, and just talking to the whole group and asking a question, engaging. Yeah, excellent.
And by the way, I'm just going back to the beginning. I can't believe you didn't find me until now, Duffy. That's unbelievable.
Huh. Yeah, that is interesting.
Because I thought I was the queen of flirting.
Wow.
Now, here's your opportunity.
Yes.
All right? I'm sort of baiting you, all right? And all you have to say is, I can't believe that it took me this long. I've heard so much about you. Or, I am so glad to finally find you. So when someone sort of leads you on, baiting them for a compliment, the best way to flirtatiously respond is to tell them exactly what they're asking for.
Well, I want to say that I am glad that I found you now.
Oh, me too, Duffy.
Yes. Yeah, so you're suggesting that you're not suggesting that flirting is baiting for compliments. You're suggesting how to respond if someone is baiting you.
Exactly.
Yes.
And talking about compliments, complimenting is probably the best opening line, especially when the compliment has the element of surprise coupled with being sincere and honest.
Yeah, sincerity is number one. We live in a very low-trust world, so people are very suspicious of compliments, especially from strangers.
Oh, my God, yes.
Yes.
And I had a very interesting experience